I'm Jess.
I'm exhausted. Kidding, I'm Johnny.
We have a very exciting video for you today. My amazing friend Johnny came here today to do my makeup and talk all things life. Tell me about the inspiration for your look.
I was inspired by someone I saw on the subway, and they were just living up their Y2K dream. Also, like, these grays and these like mauves, you need them back in your life.
Yeah, it's been warm tones for a really long time now, so we played around with some cool tone makeup. I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Let's get started.
Please.
Okay.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna focus on the skin.
Okay.
The reason for that, I just prefer it.
You like to start with skin over eyes?
Yeah.
Or it depends on the look?
No, always skin. I feel like when the skin is like a base and it's all there, it just makes your heart feel better. It makes more sense.
Better for the client.
Totally.
Yeah.
Client, you. Me. Stipple. So Jess, how did we meet?
We met at the Charlotte Tilbury counter. Johnny and I worked at Charlotte Tilbury together for how long? Maybe a year?
No, 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. Wait, you came later.
Yeah, I came
I'm just
later.
gonna say 2 years.
Okay. I was pretty nervous, and it was maybe my first or second day, and you came over to me.
Was I nice?
You were so nice.
Okay, thank God.
Everyone was so nice to me, and I'm like the worst when people are new. I ignore people and I'm rude to them because I'm like shy, so I don't want to be put in like awkward situations.
That's literally like you've also described like the entirety of like the cosmetics world of like everyone being like secretly shy and just not talking to each other.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through it.
Yeah, that's me at Sephora. Yeah, so you came up to me and like asked me if I knew like the Charlotte Tilbury like hand massage or something, and you like took magic cream and put it on my hand and like did the whole spiel and like rubbed it into my hand.
How bored was I that day? Because you have like this great energy though.
Do
like,
I?
Yeah, no, totally. It's very like no BS, and it's just like, I don't know, I feel like you also just like kind of like entered the room with like your heart on your sleeve a little bit, and you're like, this is like what I have, and like I want to learn, and it was like just so endearing. Like you can't be mean to that.
I hope not. No one was. So.
No one was, so clearly it worked.
And then we got to know each other from like hours of standing at the counter doing nothing.
Totally.
And I used to go, like I was 26, so we used to go out like every weekend.
A lot, yeah.
And I would come into work the next day if Johnny was working, if Johnny was opening with me, and I would not put on any makeup, and I would get to work and I would sit down and Johnny would do my makeup.
So those are my favorite mornings.
Yeah, it was good times. Just like drinking a coffee while Johnny does my makeup at the counter. And we got to have like nice long life chats during that time.
When you met me, I had been in cosmetics for probably like 6 years. I had just left Sephora. I was like a senior artist with them. I was like very into like education and stuff like that. I didn't know what like my aspiration was, but I just knew that like I loved playing with color. That's for me what it was. It was just like as if I was like in a giant art store, but like it was your face.
You're a very like artsy, creative person. You really have that as like part of your being.
One time on a resume I put Renaissance man. It's like he could like paint, he could like redecorate your house type thing. And after Charlotte, I ended up piecing out to Asia for 2 years, and that was really cool.
Yeah, so let's talk about that because I actually don't know a lot about your time there.
With Asia, like that came at just like a great crossroads in multiple directions. A relationship had ended. All I knew about the city we were in was cosmetics and stuff like that.
Because you're not from Toronto originally.
But like I grew up in the area, but it's just like I'd never been to Toronto like as an adult, and so like you were saying, where it's like you felt like there was like a lot of cattiness in the industry. So like that's all I knew of the city. Yeah, so I just kind of needed to like exit and I guess just like ask myself what I wanted.
So why Asia?
Short story, my mom was living there, so accessible. But also just, I don't know, I love like Asian skincare, Asian fashion, the cinema, like all of it. The whole culture there is like just so opposite of ours and like really, really beautiful. Your skin looks great, by the way.
Yeah, I know that foundation is literally magic. I fell in love with Asia as well, the culture, when Will and I went to Thailand.
Yeah.
I never really wanted to travel to Asia. Will was kind of more about it. And then once we got there and I literally lived in the culture for 2 months, I became obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And now, yeah, Obsessica. I want to go back so bad. We want to go to South Korea. We want to go to Japan. Like
Japan is amazing. Japan is amazing. Oh my goodness, you're never gonna leave.
I can't wait. So where in Asia were you?
So I was living in Shanghai, and actually, really randomly, I was working in like EQ, like emotional quotient. So for 2 years, I was like an instructor teaching like babies, like 11 months old all the way to like 5 years old, how to express themselves through like music and art and gym, and like the babies like getting like their motor functions out, teaching like the parents how to bond with them as well.
Oh my god.
Because a lot of them are like 6-figure income earners, and so like they're super like academic, but
it's also like a big part of Asian culture, I feel like, is like having this distance from your children.
But even like with the babies, like teaching the parents like ways of like mini sign language, because like the babies obviously can't like say what they want.
Yeah.
So that was insane, and like getting them to like just like bond and like hang out and encourage them. And that was the kind of work that I felt was dealing with people, and I felt like it was actually like doing something, versus when I was just like doing makeup and like selling makeup, I felt like it was like hollowing me out a little bit. I knew that there was like a little bit more that I could like do. Love this. Cool. Her skin is basically done. I'm not gonna set it, reason being because I might have to touch something up as I go. I use my fingers a lot. There really isn't a reason. I'm just very like, I'm hands-on baby. I'm hands-on baby. I'm gonna do a crazy base. Trixie Mattel isn't watching this, but I know she loves this. So we're gonna do like a crazy white base, and then I'm gonna set it with just like a little bit of a minky kind of tone. Then I came back, like I was there for 2 years. I came back in December of 2019 and had one last hurrah of like travel, and then the world shut down. How was that for you when that happened?
It was really hard at first. I felt a lot of pressure because everyone online was like...
Does that hurt, by the way?
No.
Good.
Everyone online was like, productivity and like 10 tips to grow your business during this time, and like all of this stuff. So I felt all this pressure, like, okay, now I have all this time and I need to be doing these things, and I felt like I couldn't do enough. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I kind of struggled with that at the beginning.
Totally. I felt similarly. I think for like 1 entire month, I didn't recognize myself. Just like at one point though, like I like looked in the mirror and I was like, okay, this is not you. You need to do something. So with all those like call outs of being like, start your business type thing, I ended up starting a business.
Yes, he did. No beach, no life.
No beach, no life. So essentially, I just wanted a way to kind of give back. I felt like community and I guess just like helping out your fellow man was in very short supply. So it was a way of like tying in my love for travel with also just being like more aware of like social causes and like things, like especially like because like Black Lives Matter was happening, like so many things were coming out of the woodwork, and yeah, so I just wanted to like make some clothing that had like really nice like tie-dye beachy vibes that made people feel like really like happy, but at the same time we wanted to donate 20% of our proceeds to NGOs. So we donated to Color of Change when Black Lives Matter, like for the very first month. After that we donated to Vital Baraka for the explosion that happened in Lebanon, and now with our new collection we're going to be donating to Stella's Place, and they actually offer free mental health services to people in Toronto for like young adults. They do family interventions, which is really cool. As I do research on the NGOs, it's really interesting how many services we have in Toronto that are free of charge that like I feel like no one ever talks
takes advantage of.
Yeah.
Because maybe they don't know they exist.
Totally.
Yeah.
Go for me. Oh, by the way, like this is like our little language, the pinkies.
Yeah, it's funny because sometimes I'll be doing makeup on someone and I'll like point and they have no idea what I'm doing. Well, you have to teach them. So at the beginning I'll be like, look up,
Just like
look
pinch
to
them.
the right.
Just pinch them until they get it.
Yeah.
Shot collar.
It's funny when you watch Karma do makeup, she's so aggressive with it. She's like,
I feel like Karma also wouldn't say anything.
No, that's what I mean. She doesn't want to have to say a word. She's like,
Karma, if you're watching this, bless your soul.
We love you.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my, see, I'm right-handed, so this is insane for me. I'm gonna take my thumb, I'm gonna kind of like pivot it against like your eyebrow here, and I see like a little thing right there, and I'm just gonna dance around that area. This is gonna be a very like Y2K look.
Which is very on trend right now. Believe it or not.
Do you know how I even... Okay, so I had the idea for this look. I saw some random person on the subway. And like nowadays with like face masks, all you see is the eyes. It's all about the eyes. But like I've just been like dreaming about this look. I love it.
So you had to make it be...
I had to put it on your face.
Yeah, because we planned a different look originally. That was like super dark and smoky and really pretty.
So much blending.
Yeah.
So much blending. Okay, and as I'm doing this, I'm not like doing like the swirly swirly. I'm kind of using the blender brush the incorrect way. I'm like patting with it just to kind of like really deposit it, almost like clean off the brush. And then as there's like nothing left on it, I'm doing like the little swoopy circles.
Johnny's a very like different makeup artist from me. He's super like creative, and he loves like doing really like colorful kind of looks, right?
Yeah.
Like I think of you as like, you know, if someone wanted like a look from like the 1930s, you would like instantly be like, yes.
So excited.
Yeah, exactly.
So excited.
Exactly. Whereas I would be like, ugh, that's like costume makeup. Like I want to do like red carpet makeup. We're different in that way.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. That's so basic. Like
I hate basic.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can like notice like how I'm doing it, it's kind of like I'm injecting the color.
Tattoo style. That's cool.
Kind of. It's like a weird like little stipple, but it works.
I've never done that before.
I'm gonna work on your brows.
Okay.
I'm not done with your eyes. I'm just gonna let them kind of like marinate. This isn't substantiated by fact or science, but I have a strong belief that like if you do so much blending in one area, the skin warms up. And then after a while, it's like, you know when like you have like a pot on the stove and it's like nice and warm and everything you put into it melts together? I think the same happens for your eyeshadow.
Cool.
So like, I'm gonna let it cool down,
Yeah.
work on your brows, and then when I come back, everything will be nice and kind of like fresh, and I can just like deposit some choices.
Without having everything blend together.
Kind of, yeah.
Interesting.
So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna brush foundation out of them. 1000% always do this. It's also, feels really good.
For me?
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always make your client feel good. Okay, I'm working underneath your brow. You have a fantastic arch, so whoever is doing your brows right now, give them some love.
Brows by Estelle.
Brows by Estelle. And then that way, when I'm brushing it upwards, it's kind of just like coaxing all the brow hairs with the product. And then you have this amazing fill, but you don't see where anything went.
Very natural.
It's like magic. It's beautiful. Right now, I'm wearing more makeup than I have on my face in probably the last like 2.5 years.
And what makeup are you wearing?
So I'm wearing Dr. Jard. They have like this like all over like BB cream. And then I'm doing a little bit of Legendary brows, just a touch. I've had the same Legendary brows for over a year.
Yeah, it lasts forever.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take this cream contour. I'm gonna disperse it on the hand. I remember being at the Charlotte Tilbury counter and having product on the inside of all of my shirts.
Yeah. I know, literally all of your clothes are covered in glitter and foundation.
You didn't start out using cream.
No, not at all. Because I came from the YouTube makeup world. Like, I got into makeup through YouTube. And at that time, YouTube was very like all matte. So like super full coverage, super matte foundation, setting your entire face with loose powder, like baking your face. Like that was the way that you did makeup.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much all I knew. So that's why I feel like these days, like I do use a lot more cream products than I used to, and I do really like them.
I've seen your videos you use cream.
Yeah.
Do you prefer doing makeup on other people or do you love it on yourself?
I go back and forth. I love both for different reasons.
Okay.
Yeah. I have such a love for like product, and I love making people feel good. So like when I do someone's makeup and they look in the mirror and they're like, ooh, yes, like I look fine. Like I'm so excited for my event. I'm gonna look so good for my wedding. Like
You're such a giver.
I just love that feeling. I'm like, oh my God. When someone tells me like, I've never felt more beautiful, or like, this is the best makeup I've ever done. Like that's literally the best feeling in the world for me. And that's like the hugest reward. And then for myself, like, yeah, it's kind of meditative for me. Like I like the process of it. I also struggle with my skin. So like I've been dealing with acne for most of my life.
Freaking worst.
Yeah, and so for me, like when I put on foundation and concealer and I can like cover that all up and have this like nice like base.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that feeling.
No, acne is the worst. I think from the age of like 17 all the way to like 27, I think I like spent as little time looking in a mirror as possible.
Oh God.
Because it's
so
like,
sad.
it's like PTSD, right?
Yeah.
Like if you think about like how much confidence you have, like if your skin is like on a good day, if you could like bottle that and have that kind of like continuously, like how productive would you be? How much would you get done?
Mm-hmm. I watched the Hillary Clinton documentary on Netflix. I learned a lot about her actually.
Yeah.
And
Did she have bad skin?
no, but she talks. I know, right? Well, she has like wrinkles.
Oh yeah, well, she's
But
like
she speaks in that documentary about how she has to spend like 1 to 2 hours every day in hair and makeup. And she's like, she added it all up during the time of her campaign, and she spent like 29 days or something in hair and makeup during the course of her campaign.
Oh my goodness.
And she was saying like, this is something that my competitors don't have to do. And these like
Totally.
these obligations that women have to put themselves together and to wear makeup and to have their hair done, it takes time, and it takes time out of your day and time out of your life. And like that's not important. Like she should be spending that time
like getting to know like the communities that she's like,
yeah, or anything, doing anything else that's more productive than that. But because of these like societal requirements, yeah, she's spending all of those days in the makeup chair.
By the way, so I have like very like expensive like makeup taste. I don't purchase a lot of it, but the things I do purchase are very top shelf.
Yeah.
Like huge advocate for like the Tom Ford intensities. Like I just think like if you don't do very much, but the things that you do grab like are like amazing quality, like it'll never fail you type thing, versus having like a lot of like, and obviously like drugstore like can be good too, but I just love a heavy package.
Yeah, like
it turns me
makeup.
on.
I know, me too.
Turns me on.
Every time I keep trying to buy things from the drugstore because I'm like, I'm unemployed. Let me get things from the drugstore. And then I try them and I'm like, this is horrible. And I make a video on my channel about like how this drugstore product failed me. And then I go and I buy the high-end one again because it's just...
You want to go back? It's hard to go back though. Look out for me a bit. So now I'm going to give you a bit of a set.
So under the eyes.
Under the eye, kind of like around your nose, underneath. I like how there's like a little bit of, you can see like actually like looking at you like this, it's like the cheeks have like so much like glow and height to them, but like as soon as I put this powder, it like immediately like diffuses. It's so beautiful to see it in action.
Yeah, it's an amazing product.
Love this. Treat this like a jewel, always. I don't go around in a circle. I literally just like kitten paw it.
Cute!
Ooh, I think I'm gonna do a base of a shadow liner first, just so I don't mess up life.
Yeah, that was actually something I learned. Start with powder, do the liner in powder, and then you can just go over top with your liquid or your gel because you have like that base there.
Yeah, it's like a blueprint.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you to look down for me, but don't close. And same little trick with like the eyebrow. What this does, it just like pops out the lash business. Ooh, we're so dramatic. And I put like just enough on, I don't know, like around my thumb area, just so that way I don't have to be like pivoting all the time.
Oh, smart. You use it as a palette.
Totally.
Cool.
Obviously, like with COVID, like if you're doing it on clients, like that's a huge no-no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a successful makeup artist in these times. Like I'll just put that right out there. It wouldn't happen.
I had to make a few changes just in terms of like how I was applying makeup. So now I apply skincare with a brush.
That's really interesting. Tell me about this.
So
that's really interesting. Like the game has changed entirely.
Yeah. So basically, in terms of like sanitizing my products and like sanitizing my kit and stuff, like that's all the same because that was always a priority and a focus. But when it comes to like applying skincare, like I would always obviously do like a facial massage with my moisturizer, right? That makes a huge difference right off the bat.
The brush can't emulate that.
It cannot at all. I lose a lot of skincare into the bristles of my brush.
Yeah. And she uses expensive skincare, guys.
I do, yeah. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is, yes, I had to start using my metal palette a lot more. I always would use the back of my hand for like scooping out my gel liner. I would put foundation on the back of my hand to like warm it up before I applied it to the skin, and so that all had to stop as well. Sorry. And I had to switch to using the metal palette a lot more.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, obviously things work out fine, but like they could be better.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Yeah.
Do you feel that there's like a hesitation with clients now?
I don't, because I feel like the clients who are hiring me are not people who are afraid of COVID, because they're going to events, they're holding their weddings.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're having a wedding and you're like inviting 50 people to your house, like you're not really afraid of getting sick.
Yeah.
So they generally don't seem to be too afraid. It's actually kind of the opposite, where we set up rules before they come in. So like everybody else in the room needs to be wearing their mask. After they have their makeup on, they need to leave the room.
Yeah.
There can't be like family members in the room. Like when your dad gets there, he can't like come in and give you a hug, you know? Like we need like our own enclosed space.
Okay.
And that happens for like the first hour, and then as like time goes on, everyone just starts to feel more relaxed, and then there's like aunts and uncles in the room, and no one's wearing their masks anymore, and like people are drinking their coffee and like everything.
How do you feel about that?
It's kind of annoying more than anything.
It's disconcerting.
Yeah. And it's just it feels like disrespectful almost.
Yeah.
But I totally get that it's just people getting comfortable, and like it's just people kind of forgetting. I don't feel like people are doing it on purpose.
No one's doing it like out of like a malicious
Exactly.
intent.
But... And I've worked with people who will say something and they'll be like, "Oh, excuse me, like you need to put on your mask, or you need to leave the room," or whatever. Like usually the person who's doing hair. If anyone is saying anything, it's the other people, because I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Johnny and I had a shoot planned for his brand, for No Beach, No Life, and it was for his new launch that he has coming up. Is it at the end of December?
End of this month. Okay,
very soon. So we were gonna do a little promo shoot for it.
I wanted you just because like it's you.
Yeah.
And like when I think of like the whole aesthetic for it was gonna be kind of just like stay at home, be beautiful at home. There'll be like a sunset coming through the window, but like very like kind of just like cozy, like bedhead, and like that's like totally you. It's just
I do bedhead very well.
You do bedhead super well. It's like a choice, and I love it.
And then Toronto just went into lockdown yesterday, actually. And so we had to cancel the shoot, unfortunately. But that's okay. We'll do another one for another launch in the future.
Totally.
What's the whole idea behind your new launch?
So basically, it's I've kind of graphic designed a specific sunset, and I've messed up the hue into kind of like 4 different tones. The idea of it is kind of like bookends. We're closing the book on this year. The sun is setting on 2020, and we're gonna just put our best intentions forward into the new year. Like salvage what we can and just put that goodness into the new year. Also, with this launch, we're donating to Stella's Place. They're the ones who are doing the free mental health services. Mm-hmm. I think just like it's kind of the idea of like you put on the oxygen mask on you before you do it on someone else, like really taking care of yourself. Mm-hmm. And even more fitting now that lockdown has happened again, you can like feel the vibe in the city. I'm really feeling the swing. Ooh, I'm feeling the swing a lot. Can we do it on the other side? That's the question.
Good luck.
Good luck. Okay.
Looks so good.
Oh my god, you look beautiful. I'm living vicariously through you right now. Mm. So, why I also love a very hydrated skin. The moisture in Jess's skin just allows you to like take the product that extra mile and like really stretch it out.
Because if it was dry, it would be like set already.
It would be set, and you would have to like grab some like remover. If you don't grab the right remover, that's just like a mess. Love. Oh my god, they're so even. I love it.
Wow.
That was a little bit stressful. That was a little bit stressful.
It's quite stressful. I have 2 right now, the Pillow Talk one or the Urban Decay. Probably this is better.
Urban Decay.
The wand on here is so weird.
It's wonky.
Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's like
not a fan of that.
Flat. It's weird.
Is it double-sided?
Yeah, so like what you're supposed to do is like take this flat part and like push that up against the root.
I'm gonna try this. You know what?
Yeah, and then you comb it through.
You know what? Okay, so let's just ruin your face now.
Be careful.
No, we'll be good. I can understand the science of that.
Yeah, it's a very like, it's kind of like an old school makeup artist kind of trick.
So I love this mascara.
Do you? Since literally the 2 seconds ago when you were like, no.
Actually, like the little teeth for it, they grab really well.
Yeah.
Because some of them I feel like they slide like right through.
Especially with the rubber wands.
Yeah. Okay, I'm grabbing this MAC lip liner. This is like, you're cute. You're super cute. Oh my god.
Thanks to you, Bill.
Oh my god, you're gonna go on a date. You're gonna find a new hubby.
I'm locked down. Locked in? Ball and chain?
Ball and chain. This is a really beautiful color on you. This is Oh Honey from MAC. I want to do one last thing. Okay, 2 last things. I'm gonna do like another set of the powder, just to wipe away any fallout that happened under the eyes. Here, a little bit on the chin, tip of the nose. And I think this is very fitting if we do kind of like an eggshell waterline.
All right, you guys, this is the finished look. It's very cool toned, very Y2K. It has a little bit of a 60s vibe too, which we weren't really going for, but it ended up having.
It just happened. Sometimes you just have to go with it.
Yeah.
No, super glowy. Your skin has never looked glowier.
Are you happy with it?
It was actually super easy to do. And I feel like it's just very naturally like you.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It's gonna help more people to see it too. You can subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. And don't forget to go follow No Beach, No Life on Instagram. The new collection, Lightness of Being, will be launching December 1st. Go and check it out. It's so cool, you guys. It has such a unique, interesting, fun vibe.
It's like cozy sweats, cozy tops, really cozy like sunsetty boots. Super fly if you're wearing the entire thing top to bottom, but also a really great opportunity for you to color block and just like play around with it.
Yeah, have fun with your fashion.
Totally.
Especially while we're like in lockdown and we're staying at home. It's nice to have like something fun and comfortable to wear. All right, you guys. See you in the next one.
See you. Do I wave my hands? Cool.
Bye.
We're doing it.